Dog pound. Is this the year y'all take y'all self back to relevance? Uh, I'm big on the Browns this year. Coming from a Ravens fan, I do have a lot of good things to say about y'all roster construction, the GM and the head coach put together. So, with that being said, projected schedule, week 1 at versus Cincinnati. I do have this one as an L. A lot of people gonna say, "Oh, Joe Burrow 1-4 versus the Browns," but I think Joe Burrow and them, they gonna just, they gonna shine. Sometimes defense take time to gel, and I think they gonna get the better of this game. And then week 2 at Pittsburgh, I think y'all get y'all first dub on Monday night. Go ahead, prime time, Deshaun, show them you back and let them know. Week 3, I told y'all on the last previous video that I'm not very high on the Titans. I think they kind of rebuilding, so I'm going to go ahead and say that's another win. And then week 4 at Baltimore, I think y'all, stay at home and y'all win a good ground game early. And because Baltimore have some new defensive pieces as well, they need the kinks. Y'all have a very early bye, so week 5 bye. And then week 6 is the 49ers coming West Coast to East Coast. That's my big shebang at 1 o'clock. So I have the Browns winning, churning this one out. Then the next week going to Lucas Oil Stadium versus Anthony Richardson. Man, they done gave him some tough games, boy. So, yeah, the Browns going to win that one. Plus, Deshaun know that division real good. So, yeah, that's a W for the Browns. Going to Seattle, I do have them losing because the 12th man, Lumen Field, is really a tough place to play. So I do have them losing that one. And then come back home and, the Cardinals tanking. So, yeah, that's another win from, the Cardinals. Then they go 2 at Baltimore, and they do split the season series versus Baltimore because Baltimore gets the win. And then they get back into the W column, beating the Browns at home. The Myles Garrett thing. He hate the Steelers, so he shine brightest versus them. And then I am very high on Sean Payton and the Broncos. So going to Denver, that humidity, the low air pressure or whatever. So in the wintertime, I do have them losing that game. And then coming back, going to the West Coast, to the Rams indoors, a dome, but I'm not very high on the Rams unless it's like a Vegas shocker. I do have the Browns winning that one as well. The Jacksonville Jaguars come to First Energy Stadium and visit the Browns. I do have the Jaguars winning this one. Trevor Lawrence is going to be viable. 2 good quarterbacks going at it. The Bears, everybody's saying Justin Fields an MVP candidate, but they was just the first worst team in the league last year. I'm sorry. It's not going to be that big of a flip. So I am going Browns win at home. And then at Houston, Deshaun Watson want to hang 50 on the old team that kind of did all the allegations or whatever. And then I do have them beating the Jets on a short week because the home team usually does win, as I always say. And then at the end, they have to go to Cincinnati, and I think Cincinnati is going to really finish the season strong, so they going to basically sweep them. That's kind of ugly, but they do finish with a 11-6 record, and that's pretty viable. I don't know if they make the playoffs. I got to do all the calculations, but tune back in to see the next team, and we rolling.